Angular Good Practices recommends to avoid logic on templates. This way your template is more readable and it's easier to find design issues that can affect your app performance. Here you have an example of what I'm saying. In timer component HTML, you're computing the progress in the same template here. And this is not the recommended way. Angular Good Practices recommends to embed this logic into the component by creating a virtual property that in fact will be a getter. This way it will be easy for you to improve the performance of your app. So how to do it? I copy all this logic and replace it by the progress property. I'm gonna create now this property into the component. So I move to timer component TS and here I create a getter with this logic. Get progress. And inside here, I do a return of this.init, this.timerCountdown, async, this.init. Of course, this is not gonna work right now because of the async pipe. I will solve it now. But first, let me explain you what is this get keyword. The get keyword in JavaScript allows you to define the accessor of a property. In programming, this is known as a getter. In this case, the progress property does not really exist, but defining this get is like it works like a real property. So my template can use it, and when I use it, in fact, what I'm doing is just to call this method here and get the result. Say that, let me resolve the issue with the async pipe. The use cases for pipes is on templates, so if you use the observable from TypeScript, it makes more sense to subscribe. So I'm gonna create a new reference, private countdown subscription. It will be of type subscription, init to null. And then here in ng-init, I do this.countdown subscription equals this.timer.countdown$, my observable.subscribe. Here inside I pass an arrow function with the data returned by the observable. So every time I get an event I receive a new value. And inside here I'm gonna assign it to a new property that I will create just here. Public countdown, type number, and it to 0. So here I can do this.countdown equals data. I close here, let me make this prettier. And now I have a reference to my subscription in engine destroy. I do unsubscribe with this.countdown subscription.unsubscribe. Now I can use this.countdown instead of this timer countdown $async. So I replace it for this.countdown. And in my template, I don't need anymore this timer countdown $async because I already have this countdown property that updates with the observable events. So I finally replace this async pipe by creating a subscription by hand. However, I have this get progress now, that is the property binded in my progress bar. Then, if I move to see the results, they should work absolutely fine. I click some buttons and you can see how the progress bar is working fine. Okay, why is so important then to move all this business logic from the template side to the TypeScript component? Well, let me console log something every time the progress getter is called. So every time this progress property is checked, I console log getting progress. If I move to the browser, I can see a lot of getting progress logs here. I can clean this, click play, and as you can see, every tick of the clock I'm getting by duplicating this getting progress printed 3 times each. This is because of the Angular change detection strategy we are using. In the next video, I'll explain this with more detail, but right now let me tell you that by moving the logic from the template to the component, it has been easier for me just to add this console log, and this way realize that I am doing these calculations many more times than necessary. This code can be much more optimized.